Are you ready?
Tell me when. Okay. All right, so internal, external rotation. You got to remember the golden rule. So when we do internal rotation, that is the action of internal rotation. So in order to stretch him, I need to go into external rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take his arm, make sure it's shoulder height with the elbow, and externally rotate so the athlete says stretch is good, and we'll go. To do the external rotators, we're going to move him into internal rotation, supporting that elbow across from shoulder, and go forward. And relax. After internal rotation, we have biceps. So for biceps, the patient's going to face the opposite way. He's going to put hands out with thumbs up, hands out both with thumbs up. You're going to grab the palms. I'm going to slowly pull them backwards until patient says good. Now, if the patient is so flexible that the hands actually touching their back without a stretch, you slowly push them up. Thank you, sir. We don't do triceps, we'll do pecs. So when we do pecs, the patient's going to go ahead and have a seat. Going to interlock their fingers, put them behind their head. When you put them behind their head, typically you're standing, so you're going to put your leg behind their chest or around their back and pull the arms back. Hip flexors, they lay on their stomach. So now that we have a table, the hip flexor is a little bit easier. If you did it on the floor in the past, what we did is we lifted the leg up, and we put a foot kind of on the apple bottom, so it pushed the hip down as we lift it up. But since I have a table, I'm going to do a little bit modified, a little bit different. I'm going to lift the knee with my hand. And now instead of my foot pushing down the hip, I'm going to use my elbow. So I'll just lean my elbow back into his hip and lean down. Okay? And that'd be a good hip flexor. There is another modified hip flexor, but I won't show you that today. Quads. Quads are simple and easy. You're going to take foot and place it to his butt. Now remember, when you're doing this, you don't want to push down on ankle. This is not what I want to do. I don't want to hurt the ankle. So I'm going to take the top of the shin, push it down to the butt. If we have a person who is actually pretty flexible, I'll lift their knee up, put something underneath it, and then repeat the same thing. So in other words, if they're getting a stretch for their quad but they don't feel it, lift the knee up a little bit. After quads, we go into hamstrings. So patient's going to flip over. Now this is the same thing that we would do for our PNFs, because that's how we learned them. So it's just straight leg, rotate up, stretch. Now if we're teaching the Hainer way, we'll do a straight leg. We'll add in, so move his arm for a second. We'll add in bent leg all the way. We're going to push this leg as far up as it goes, and then slowly bring this up until patient says stop. And that'll be the second method. So we do bent neck, bent knee, and we do straight leg. Groin, real simple. We're going to hook the leg on the table, and I can walk them out until patient says to stop. We can do the same thing. We can hook it on the other side and then walk out the other way to go to the opposite side. All right, IT band and glutes. This is where it gets a little more confusing, but you can get on the table, cross the leg. At this point, I'm going to control where his leg is. I don't remember. With my foot, we're going to bend his knee. At this point, I can raise his foot up and down without doing much, okay? So I can raise his foot, if he keeps his leg up, right, up and down. Typically, IT band, I'm going to go right below the knee. So here's his knee, foot's right below. I'm going to put my foot to the side. I'm going to hold down his hip. And I'm going to push across his body. So all of my body weight's going here without him rotating. And he should feel it in the side of his leg. If he feels it in the glutes, that means the foot's a little too high. Lower the foot and do it again. For glutes, we're going to push this whole thing straight up. So the foot's going to go towards the hip. And I'm going to drive forward, and he should feel it in his glutes.
No.
Calves and low back. While he's here, we'll do a little low back. I'll have him grab the table just so he doesn't fall off. You can raise this up, rotate across, and nice good stretch for low back. Okay? This one's good because now you notice his leg goes past the table, so he's getting good rotation. Bring it back up. Just so he feels balanced, we can go the opposite way. Typically, this is the way you would do it. It's a little bit more easy, where you're pushing down on the leg and holding the shoulder this way. Okay? So if you have the option, I would reverse sides. When I did that first one, I would be on the other side, so you're pushing the leg down here instead of reaching all the way across. Calves. When you do calves, all you're going to do is take his foot and push it up. So take your body weight and push into his calf. Okay? And that's it.